A flood watch with more rounds of rain coming our way. That's what we have over the next 24 to 36 hours across Kentucky. I'll have the latest track on all of it using Defender.
It's safe to say that UK fans had a reason to celebrate today. We'll have team coverage of Kentucky's march to national title number 9.
It hurts, you know, that somebody in your community that helped protect the community.
How a central Kentucky community is continuing to pay tribute to a police officer killed in the line of duty.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
It is the road to perfection, and it continues. The Cats advance in the SEC tournament after their win over Florida this afternoon. And as you can see in this live picture there from Nashville, the rain wasn't enough to keep the Big Blue Nation at home.
Almost looks like Lexington, so much blue and white down there. We have team coverage of the Cats' big win, but first, part of the Commonwealth is under a flood watch tonight as more rounds of rain make their way through the bluegrass. We begin with meteorologist Jim Caldwell tracking the wet weather on the First Alert Defender. Jim, rain continues.
Yeah, I mean, it's been all day long since early this morning, and you're right, it is still showing up all across Kentucky. A little bit of a dry slot trying to put itself in position in extreme southern sections of Kentucky, but that is as close as it gets. We are all still watching these rounds of moderate and occasionally heavy rainfall pass over the same spots time and time again. So what we could run into is more swollen creeks and streams as we head through the rest of the evening hours here. The area of low pressure tracking right toward us. There you see it spinning out across Oklahoma into Arkansas, and that is on the move. What we're going to look at is our hour-by-hour high-resolution data showing you all of that rain continuing to come at us with those little pockets from time to time coming in moderate or heavy. At 11 o'clock, we're still covered up with this rain. We go into the overnight and early tomorrow morning. We're watching some of it try to get out of here, but still tracking at least some hit and miss stuff all the way into the early morning hours, and then we'll get another band sweep through toward the evening. Maybe another 1 to 2 inches possible out of this, guys, and we will take a closer look for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim. The excitement is building as history remains on the line for the Wildcats. Today marked their first step in the postseason towards a 9th national title.
WKYT's Lee K. Howard joins us now with the highlights. And Lee K, literally down to the wire, now we know who UK will play tomorrow.
That's right. Everybody thought it would be LSU versus Kentucky tomorrow, but instead it was a different Tigers group. Auburn just upsetting LSU at the SEC tournament in overtime. Well, let's get back to today's game here. It was just last year that Florida got the best of the Cats in all 3 meetings. Kentucky needing to do the very same this afternoon in the quarterfinal round of the SEC tournament. Second meeting between the Cats and the Gators in less than a week. Florida, they had it going early. Casey Hill left open. Nobody guarded him. Gets the hoop there, makes it a 5-point Gator lead. John Calipari not happy on the bench. Andrew Harrison, he provided the offense for the Wildcats in the first half. Hits the 3 to tie it at 12. He had 7 first-half points. Then off the Florida turnover, Devin Booker going the other way, escorts this one to the hoop to give Kentucky its first lead since it was 4-2. Wildcats up by 4 at the break. Second half, Aaron Harrison drops the dime in transition, gives UK its first double-digit lead, caps an 11-2 Kentucky run. Willie Cauley-Stein lobs it up to his hyphenated brother Karl Anthony Towns for the finish. 50-42 Kentucky, 13 points, 11 boards for Towns. He was a man. Tyler Eulis then seals the victory with his long 3 at the end of the shot clock. That will get the crowd on its feet. 1 down, 2 to go. Wildcats are moving on, 64-49. Now 32-0 on this season. We now head back out to Nashville, where we find our Rob Romling. Hey, Rob. Hey, Rob.
Well, Kentucky fans getting a little wet here in rainy Nashville, but their spirits are not dampened. As I said earlier, their team comes through as it has so many times this season. Teams will put up a good fight. Florida did up until the midway point of the second half today, and then Kentucky just takes over. Now, Willie Cauley-Stein, just 2 of 9 from the floor, had 9 points, 4 rebounds, but Willie knew his teammates were going to come through.
It's hard to beat somebody 3 times, so I mean that's good that we was able to win 3 times, especially in the conference tournament. Our fans was really good. I can't wait to get it rolling even more, because the more we're here, the longer we're here, the better our fans is going to get.
Well, Well, the fans are here in big numbers, and stunningly, it will be Kentucky against Auburn in the semifinals. Who would have thought that? But Auburn getting the game into overtime against LSU and pulling it out by a score of 73-70. Jennifer Palumbo is here with me now. Who would have thought that, Jennifer? Auburn Tigers, not the LSU Tigers in the semis.
I know, and the Kentucky fans now are going after those losing fans, saying, sell me your tickets for tomorrow, because a lot of the fans who are down here don't have tickets. But you know, Nashville loves Big Blue fans because they spend a lot of green when they come to town. It's the cost of cheering on the Cats, and it isn't cheap. Getting to Nashville for the SEC tournament is the easy part for most UK fans.
If I need to for the night.
Finding tickets can be a costly challenge. You just bought your tickets on the street. What'd you pay? Can you tell us?
Paid more than I wanted to.
But worth every penny.
$200 a piece, upper level.
What is it? Why are you willing to spend $400 for upper level at
I've
Nashville?
seen the Cats live all year. I saved for it all year long. I'm broke.
It's the price Mona Thompson and Mickey Rice from Ashland are willing to pay to watch the Wildcats make history. I got him! I'm ready! Let's go! 9 more games, that's all we need! I'm so ready! This is great! UK fans are looking forward to a fun weekend in Nashville with a different ending than 2 years ago.
The last time we played here, we lost the first game, and it was a really terrible weekend. But it's going to be better this year. The guys are hungry, and so are the fans, and it's going to be great.
It's hard to believe Kentucky hasn't won the SEC tournament since 2011, but of course, this is a different season. It is one for the history books, and these UK fans did not want to miss a minute of it. They are here. They have taken over Bridgestone Arena, taken over Broadway, and taken over this town, and they are ready for another game tomorrow, hoping that they'll be staying here until Sunday with an SEC tournament title, and now they are hitting the streets, ready for a night out on the town. Live in Nashville, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Sam and Amber, back to you. Live TV.
Yeah. It happens, Jennifer. Great coverage. We appreciate it.
Yeah, let the party begin. If it hasn't already, I'm sure it has. Well, for more UK and SEC tournament coverage, just go to our website, WKYT.com.
Now turning our attention back to the weather. All this rain has emergency management crews on high alert for flooding. They're keeping a close eye on rising water levels. WKYT's Mike Linden talked to crews in Franklin County about how they're preparing.
The water came right here last week.
Bob Owens has lived along Benson's Creek for 20 years. He says high water happens frequently at his farm.
Occasionally you'll see a pontoon boat come up through the property, out here looking around.
With another 1 to 3 inches of rainfall on the way, localized flooding along creeks and streams is highly likely.
Emergency management officials say it's not just the water that you need to be concerned with if it works its way to a roadway, but it's what the water brings with it that could make for hazardous driving. In this case, at the Benson's Creek boat ramp, a pretty thick layer of clay is at the front of it here, but this is what you need to watch out for that the water could bring with it. These big sticks that could create for hazardous driving as well.
Water over roadways is going to be an issue, and both creeks here for us, Elkhorn and Benson Creek, are both going to rise substantially to dangerous levels.
Russell says both creeks have the potential to rise close to 8 feet into the weekend.
Normally it'll take 1.5 or 2 inches of rain to make the creek rise substantially. With the ground as saturated as it is, it doesn't take but a ½ inch of rain now.
The motto is simple for driving in high water: turn around, don't drown.
Nowhere that you're going is that imperative to get there that fast to take the chance to drive through high water. Nowhere.
In Franklin County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Emergency management officials are warning people about the dangers of driving on wet roads. They say just 2 feet of moving water can carry away most vehicles, including pickup trucks and SUVs.
Emergency management crews in Scott County are also monitoring flood conditions on roads and nearby homes. If the rain continues to fall at this rate, they'll have to decide whether to open shelters. Right now, crews are keeping a very close eye on 6 key areas in the county.
If we stay closer to one We're going to be looking at minor flooding, road impacts, things that would be short-lived. If we get the full 3 inches that they're talking about, we may have houses that are underwater for several days and be looking at a long-term impact.
Crews tell us they plan to do road checks throughout the evening to make sure they are still passable.
A Central Kentucky community is continuing to pay tribute to a police officer killed in a crash earlier this week. Officer Burke Rhodes was on his way to training in Richmond when he crashed in Garrett County. And as Victor Puente tells us, Nicholasville is lighting up the city with blue lights to show support to the fallen officer.
After Officer Rhodes died in that crash, his colleagues asked the public to put up a blue light in his honor. Across Nicholasville, you'll find not only lights, but also ribbons and even a billboard. The message on this billboard above US 27 is a simple one. It was a few miles down this road where Burke Rhodes was killed in a crash Wednesday morning. It's one of many tributes showing up around Nicholasville.
He was a real nice, people would have liked him if they'd known him.
I told my wife it's a sad day for Nicholasville and Kentucky.
Those tributes include ribbons and signs and lights. Blue lights specifically. The walkway of Lighthouse Baptist Church is now lined with blue lights, as are the checkout counters at Lowe's.
Oh, I think it's a good idea. He should be, he was well liked in the community, and it's a good way to recognize.
Even people who had never met Rhodes were glad to see the support.
It hurts, you know, that somebody in your community that help protect the community.
And it's a tribute that's expected to continue for some time.
Jessamine County has always been a county that honors people like that, the police officers.
There were 2 other vehicles involved in that crash. 4 other people were hurt. Some of their injuries were serious, but none of them were life-threatening. In Jessamine County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
A memorial fund has been set up for Rhodes' family. You can donate at the Kentucky Bank on Main Street in Nicholasville.
A retired Fayette County Circuit judge is being remembered tonight. Judge Armin Angelucci died this morning at the age of 94. Angelucci was elected to the Fayette County Circuit Court back in 1971 and served for 19 years on the bench. His son Joseph was a Fayette County Sheriff's deputy who was murdered in the line of duty in 1988. Those who knew Angelucci say he was a kind and fair man.
He was a tough guy. He was really a tough guy.
Judge Angelucci's visitation will be at Tuesday night from 5 until 9 at Millward Funeral Home on Trent Boulevard. His funeral will be Wednesday morning at 10 at the Cathedral of Christ the King.
Today, Lexington added more than 24 police officers to its force. 23 men and women graduated from police training this morning.
Family members of the new officers gathered at the Bluegrass Community and Technical College campus to celebrate the achievement. Former Police Chief Anthony Beatty was in the crowd, and he watched his son step up and receive his new title.
We run very deep with law enforcement, corrections, public safety, fire in our family. And again, it's just something that we feel like it's our way to give back to the community of Lexington.
The former chief there with his son passing along some advice. He says, be the best you can, live life to the fullest, and keep faith, family, and fun at the center of everything you do.